second half action at the Northfield Devonshire. Alphas will be kicking off against the Kappas this half. So far the score is 0-0, Alphas to Kappas. Now the first half, will the second half be a completely different story? We're moments from finding out. The first half was dominated primarily by the Alphas, working good, moving the ball quickly, working the ball out wide and then back into the danger area. Nigel Burgess was called on a few times, and he arose each time. At the moment, though, the score is 0-0. And there's always an opportunity for the game to take a direction. All it takes is one goal. Oh yeah, sure.
Game's about to start. We guys are tired. We're tired. We ain't gonna lie to you, but we're the champions. We can't lose.
And that's what it says by the champion, spoken like a true champion. Something about that swagger. If I was an alpha, I'll be feeling a little bit uncomfortable. You know, I'm having so much possession. I'm having so much attack in this game, but my opponent is not weary. My opponent is not deterred. And so that's something that the alphas will have to pay attention to. They say sometimes the losing mentality is something that you actually can adopt. So we'll see if the alphas can shake hold of that losing hold, as a great, excellent turn and spin move by Jay Donowa, rolling back the years as he Jamaican rolls his marker there. Alpha using the wides, playing back to their strengths as he canes, good first touch control, moves his ball wide and is worked forward. Excellent movement by the Alphas, taking their time, looking for the right pass as this one is coming over to the center. Johnny Ball first to it, picks up. It looked like for a moment that one of the attempters was looking for a call from the referee, but no call made by the ref. And at the moment, this is the second half. Let's look for a new start. Opening moments of the second half. And Alpha just starting to hold the ball up a little longer. Can they pick up from their first half momentum and carry a onslaught and attack that can bring forth and bear forth fruit? And if they can score early in this half, I do believe that could have the effect, a psychological effect on the Kappa team. But the longer that the score is 0-0, the Kappa's swagger and their experience and their championship aura will become more and more dangerous and look like more of a combined threat. For now, though, the score is still 0-0, Kappa, Alpha, and this Nelson Bascome Classic, Northfield, Devonshire. And this one is out of play. And it looks to be an attacking opportunity for the Kappas as they move forward and look to take advantage of this opportunity, bringing forward the troops. Jay Donowa running over to Scott, trying to take advantage of this throw-in. This one's played over and harmlessly goes out for a goal kick. Alpha's goalkeeper, Scott. Minister Scott looking undeterred as he has for much of the first half and the beginning of the second half period. Still not being put under any tremendous pressure. And unless something a bit special is conjured up, it's hard to see to this point the Kappas scoring. But it's still quite early in the second half and there's a lot of game to play. So we'll just have to see how it develops. Congratulations to the Miami Heat on their repeat basketball championship. Sports Now will be bringing you more coverage of the closing and wrapping up of the finals, NBA Finals. As bringing you back to North Village Field and Northfield, Devonshire. It's a wonderful afternoon here celebrating the Nelson Bascome Classic. And this ball is taken out of bounds and just waiting to be collected, and the match restarted. Goalkeeper Nigel Burgess just going back and retrieving this ball for this goal kick. It's going to be very key. Who scores first in this game, I think, will ultimately may just be a one-goal game. Both teams seems to be one of those games where both teams are working hard, but it's going to be hard to find more than a goal. As you have to remember, the pride is at stake, so they will be playing hard right until the end. But the longer the game goes on, the longer their legs get weary. So referee Holder ducks his involvement from the interaction as he gets out of the way of that pass, and on the second attempt he gets away as well. Good movement taken and a favorable bounce for the Alpha. This ball is moved forward and just not the right pass picked out by the player. Could have made a better decision in that attempt, as this one is worked out wide. This is what has worked for the Alphas, when they work the ball out wide, and this one comes in quickly to Lloyd Hilda, Zuri Dow, but unfortunately this one goes out wide and off the target. And if we can just find a way to get that first goal, and the ref doesn't like what he sees there, as Johnny Ball, danger man, is taken down. A professional tackle. Johnny Ball was about to turn and get away, and ball has been a ball of confusion somewhat for the defense of the Kappas, and their best option at that time was to foul them and see what they can get. Up and at them are the Alphas as the ball is brung into that danger area. Back post ball, and this one just gets away from Keynes, and who looks certain to make himself present on that back post for the Alphas. But the Kappas must be alert to the danger on the back post. Keynes made up the ground very quickly, and I think that the Kappas need to take heed and close out their defenders in front of them. I think they're allowing them too much time on the ball. The Alphas are settling, and they're making up their mind as to what they're doing and going forward. The Kappas need to close down that decision time and be get more in the face. And Nigel Burgess will be saying this and thinking and hoping that his team can just start to close out a little bit more, because you don't want all this sustained pressure and all this good. Yeah, the Nelson Bascome Classic. And it's a fantastic event. This ball is worked out wide, and the Kappas are moving the ball up the field. Good play, good link-up play. Troy Harvey. Richard Augustus Gussie working very, very well. Gussie again working well. Gets this ball out. Jay is found. An attempt to find Jay down the line, and nothing yet. Gussie, key element of the Alpha team. So far there's been just over 10 minutes played in the second half, and still we have no score. 0-0 Alpha Kappa at the Nelson Bascome Classic, 3rd annual, held at the Northfield, Devonshire. You're watching Channel 82, your community network. Action continues as the referee just wants to sort out who's coming on and who's going off the field at the substitution time. And this ball takes a smart bounce, works quite Craig, and that one
Nice.
Good work by Lloyd. And Lloyd looking to work through the tangle, and the referee contemplating playing advantage in that occasion, but it seemed best to pull the ball back for the foul on Lloyd Holder in that instance. Referee Holder is yet to donate one of his yellow or red cards that he has in his pocket so far this game. That being, I would say, maybe the toughest tackle so far. As Matthews looks to restart for the Alphas. This ball is played dangerously in the box. But Nigel Burgess collects one bounce and into his hands, and he's quickly distributing the ball towards the halfway line. And the Kappas and Alphas continue to battle. Someone's looking to score first and looking to break the deadlock in this classic. Kappas clearing their lines. This one comes out to the halfway line and is worked back. Alphas attacking, linking up. Ball, Holder. As the follow-on run looks quite impressive. Can they capitalize? And Lee just picking the wrong option there. And this one's a hard, venomous shot, and Nigel Burgess is called on to duty and is up to the challenge. Fantastic strike. Left, leaves the left foot, and Nigel moves quickly to his left, up corner, stretched full, catching it with the tips of his fingers and pushing this one around the post. And that's what it takes. That's what you call impressive goalkeeping, when for so long you've not had much to do. And when you're called upon, you can react the way your team needs you accurately. So far, Kappas 0, Alpha 0. And Nigel Burgess sends this one high up the field. Jay Donowa looked like he was muscled a bit off the ball that time, but the referee Holder not interested in that. So far, Alphas have had the bulk of possession, but this half has been more even than the first, as the Alphas, who look dangerous down the wing when they work the ball out wide and then they come back towards the center, that's when they've looked their most likely to score and most likely threat. Good throw in, enters the mixer, headed out by the defense one time, and they clear their lines. Takes a bit of a high boot by Scott, and I was wondering if referee Holder was going to call that, and he called it. Bit of a high boot by Richard Scott, who's just seeming to get maybe just a little bit tired as the second half progresses. And that's a good opportunity. Nigel Burgess looked like he was struggling there, but fortunately for him, the opportunity was off goal, as the Alphas packing up the opportunities, but yet to score a goal so far in this third annual Nelson Bascome Classic here at the Northfield, Devonshire. We're bringing you the second half action of this fantastic event. The energy, the excitement, and the right attitude has been displayed throughout this game, as we have Jay Donowa once again changing sides and being a bit of a nuisance, and this one's played out to Jay, and he's just unable to take a touch that bears fruit for him. This one goes out for the Alphas, and Alphas will be looking to take advantage of this ball position. This one's knocked on, and Nigel Burgess is out and collects and is looking to change the Kappas from defensive to attacking all in one swing of his right boot, as this one crosses the halfway line and is well chested, but the diligent work of the Alpha defense they've remained organized this entire game, and they haven't been threatened seriously besides two or maybe three occasions. And Hilda referees not having any of that. Alphas with a reluctant attitude to cross at that moment, and just wondering if a ball could have been fed in at an earlier moment, as the link-up play between the Kappas is just about starting to look favorable. But this one falls favorably to Jay. But again, he's muscled off by some diligent work by the Alpha defense, as Lloyd and the top centers of the Alphas work their way with short, crisp passing between each other, looking to take advantage of this quick turn of defense to offense. However, at this moment in the second half, the score is still 0-0, Kappa Alphas. The Nelson Bascome Classic, we are celebrating the third version as the Alphas look to attack with pace and venom. And as a result, to this moment, we have not yet had a score, as the Kappas have trailed the Alpha team with the amount of opportunities and goal chances created, but no one yet has crossed the ball over the line, resulting in a goal for either side. As Nigel Burgess takes a step back and pushes this one up, uses that right boot of his, and well controlled, and the Alpha immediately gaining possession, but just not making the right decisions when it comes to linking up with their opponents from the midfield area. And Nigel Burgess quickly looks to exploit the backtracking or lack of backtracking by the somewhat, honestly, you would have to admit, tired Alpha centers and forwards. With the Alphas having this game and the history of not being able to recently beat this Kappa team, you still would have to wonder that the longer the game goes on without any score, that probability is leaning towards the Kappas somehow seizing an opportunity and maybe scoring. As the Kappas work this ball across the field, a good first touch and control, and fakes out the immediate player. George Scott searched for, but not found on that attempt. As a red, and that one looking like it may be that opportunity where we were talking about. The unexpected flow from defense to offense. Alpha not taking the opportunities, and it wouldn't surprise me if Kappa would seize one of the few chances they've had and turn this game on their head. Them being the champions, two-time champions, it's in their nature, it's in their DNA to find a way to score and to find a way to win. They've done that over the last 2 years, but yet to score a goal, as the tiredness starts to become a serious factor in this game. Alpha looking to exploit the width and are looking positive with this real estate in front, and the Kappas backtracking on defense. But on a final time, but good recovery work by the Alphas, and play on is the call by referee Hilda, as the energy levels are starting to build and two-footed tackles are starting to, both teams are starting to put more intensity and more effort into their game and their strategy, so it's starting to really take off as a game and a competition. They say in every sport there's a moment when the players decide that they want to win, and it seems that we've reached that moment, as the Kappas and Alphas are leaving nothing on the field in this Nelson Bascome Classic, third annual at the Northfield, Devonshire. Brought to you by Vincent Company, Channel 82, the Kappa Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. Good turn, another opportunity for the Alphas. Low, hard shot, but you got to do something better than that to beat an international goalkeeper, talented goalkeeper such as Nigel Burgess. It's going to take more than that to disrupt his goal today here at the Northfield, Devonshire. As Kappas look to gain momentum. They're gaining momentum off of their Nigel Burgess's goal stops, and that was good work, good hold-up play. The referee looks but not interested in calling any fouls when we see several touches, good control, good strength being shown by the front men for the Kappas, but just unable to link up with a player to cause a real threat and possibly an opportunity on goal. And Kappas are starting to build some momentum off this throw-in. And that's good work by Harvey. Harvey to Gussie. Gussie pushes this ball wide. And the right back plays this one up into the box, and Scott is involved. But Hilda is calling for Scott for a foul on the goalkeeper. And as a result, Scott a bit slow to get up to his feet. Goalkeeper Scott now with the short goal kick. No, it's going to be Lou Matthews who's actually going to take the free kick off the foul on the goalkeeper by Scott. As Lou Matthews looks wide and finds Shannon. Shannon plays out wide. Lloyd Hilda saw it out but not found. This one first to Zuri. Shannon. Working his magic, finds a good ball over. And just not last-ditch defending being just enough for Kappas to maintain this deadlock situation at the North Field. And running out of real estate there, turning the ball over to the Alphas. As the Alphas continue to mount pressure on the Kappas back line. Hilda and Ball linking up. This time Ball. Final ball, and is that the opportunity? And Nigel Burgess, just when you think he's defeated, he comes up with a fantastic save using his outstretched boot and saves what certainly was a goal by the Alphas. As we can see the crowd, Alphas. Absolutely end-to-end action as this match second half draws near to an end, and both teams seek a goal that can separate the two of them. Kappas, being the defending champions, are constantly looking for a way to eke out a victory and hold on to their championship, hold on to their trophy. And this ball is looked for, and that opportunity looks certain as once again the ball working from the wide area into the mixing bowl seems to be the closest opportunity and the most dangerous route that the Alphas have been sinking to take advantage of. Unfortunately for the Alphas, they are unable to score, but the pressure, the opportunities are becoming much more threatening as this second half progresses. Kappas would need to recognize the danger the Alphas are building and seize any opportunity that they can get in the remaining time of this half. Nigel Burgess, his kicks seem to be getting a little lower, so maybe he's getting a little tired. Maybe this could be a time when the Alphas can take advantage of the fatigue of the goalie. This one is sent up and stays infield. Shannon attempting to head it, but it deceives him. Herder, Gussie, good movement. And Gussie working hard, doing lots of good work as Gussie with some good touches and doing more than enough to get past his man on the left side. One thing they say about pedigree is forever, regardless of age. What you have in you, that skill, that instinct never left. And the ref is oblivious to the calls for foul by the Kappa teammate. And Nigel Burgess is collecting. So far, there's only been two fouls called, so the referee, for the most part, is letting the game play, and where he sees playing the ball on and keeping the pace. Gussie, confidence growing by his previous touches, and you see him now linking up with great precision with his teammates as the Kappa seems to definitely be building some momentum going forward as the second half draws near. This I would say is the best period so far for the Kappas as they're looking more confident. Gussie's linking up there. There's an opportunity, this free kick, Shucky on the free kick is an opportunity for the Kappas to move their men forward and try to get a goal in the dying moments of this game. A referee calls for players to come back some, and must say the defensive work of both teams has been relentless, and they've done enough to keep their goalkeepers out of trouble, picking the ball out of the back of the net deep into the second half. As Kappas are linking up, and this one's flirting over the top, and someone goes to ground, and the question is asked of the referee, but he's not interested. This one ball's still not out of the danger area. Alpha's coming close to conceding, apparently, but doing just enough that time. The referee was asked the question, and he replied negative for the attempted bring down on the Kappa forward. But so far, Kappas have maintained the ball and are looking much more confident. This has been a better spell of possession, and everyone bringing out a trick. Unsuccessful or successful, the energy is there by the Kappas at this moment, as Shannon somehow is found with acres of space. Quickly plays this one to Lloyd Hilder, who pushes one to Ball. Ball is looking down the field, and he doesn't able to link up with Zori, who was in an overlapping run, looking to bring an end to this deadlock situation. As the sun is starting to recede in the game, the moments in this game are starting to pass on. We wonder what will be the final pass or the final ball that can ultimately lead to the first goal between the Kappas and Alphas at the Nelson Bascome 3rd Annual Classic held here at the Northfield, Devonshire. Shannon found with space in the box, and the offside flag has been raised. And it's a bit hard, it's a bit difficult to wonder why he would be offside, because he should be able to see from that vantage point where he needs to be in relation to the last man in the defense, and just a little lack of concentration resulting in that offside call. But nevertheless, that would make Nigel Burgess, the goalkeeper for the Kappas, send this one out and see if he can turn defense into attack. And seconds before that one went down, offside was played, but the flag hasn't been heeded. Keeper's out of position, and at that opportunity, at that moment, only if it's something that you're supposed to do is play the whistle. And if they would have played to the whistle, the Kappas could have scored, because the Alphas was certain, and I would say half or more of the players had stopped working. And if the Alphas had just continued to play, they most certainly would have scored But as it stands, it's 0-0. Out for Kappas. Johnny Bull and Nigel Burris watches this one go wide of his post. The Alpha Kappa football charity tournament, Nelson Bascome football charity tournament, is synonymous with community involvement, synonymous with success. It's a venture to invest in our future, invest in our community, and it has reaped and continues to reap and be a benefit to the community. The inspiration, the camaraderie that is shown, and the bigger aspect of this game and this charity competition cannot never be overshadowed, regardless of what happens on the field. So we'd just like to take special time to thank the Alphas and the Kappas for sticking to their promise to being community leaders and continuing the good tradition of this Nelson Bascome Charity Football Classic. Here at the Northfield, Devonshire, Vincent Company, commentator for Sports Now, Channel 82, bringing you the Nelson Bascome Classic. And the Kappas are maintaining and continuing to build in swagger and build in stature, and I'm of the opinion that they may just find themselves, if they can just capitalize on the opportunity that when it comes, they might just find themselves in the lead and hoisting that trophy as the link-up play starts to look very attractive. And just the right idea, but the touch just a little lacking, and Scott finds the easy option to send that one out of touch. And this will be another opportunity for the Kappas to come forward and take advantage in the dying moments of this second half of this classic. This will be the best time, and whoever scores now, you have to surely believe will be the winners of this Nelson Bascome Classic, the third annual, held at the Northfield, Devonshire. Good long throw in, and this one is flicked on favorably, falls just out of one of the Kappas' reach, and lots of space up front for this young man as he looks forward and wants to do the right thing. And he started to get a nosebleed because he's from the defense and he's going so far up the field, so high out of his element, and just kind of ran out of options when no one followed him to provide a passing option for him on that opportunity. Holder has the ball and is judging over this. He's making a decision to award a free kick now, and this is about 25 to 30 yards outside of the box, as Holder is organizing and shouting instructions for players to give 10 yards distance to the free kicker. And now Gussie and Harvey stand over this ball, as this would have to be the best opportunity so far of the second half for the Kappas. Can they capitalize? They've been short on corners, but this free kick opportunity may just be the moment of brilliance that they need, the moment of something special. As Harvey steps over this one, and the referee, Holder, is just taking control of the wall. The Alpha wall consisting of Johnny Ball and Holder, and referee Holder is just taking control of the wall and giving instructions, making sure that these gentlemen are 10 yards in front of the ball and not infringing on that distance in any way. At the moment, the score is 0-0, but this free kick opportunity could be the Kappas' chance to break the deadlock. Gussie with a free kick that the run-up was excellent and the strike sounded great, but the shot just sailing over the bar. And Scott watches that one, similar to a kite flying, just watches it sail over. All this game is certainly going to need is one goal, and that would bring the winner of the 2013 Nelson Bascome Charity Shield. And Scott is looking to link up. And he sends this one in it. Favorably bounces into a crowd member. Fortunately, they were paying attention. And so it's a quick free kick. And opportunity not taken, you must say, by the Kappas. And that was a fantastic opportunity for the Kappas to score and to make history on this game. But so far, they haven't been able to. Seems that the closer we get to the end of this game, the more the Kappas are building momentum. And the Alphas haven't been out of the half in over a minute now. And it's just this type of sustained pressure, this constant pressure that eventually can create something, a goal, favorable opportunity for the Kappas if they can seize it. This one is, the ball stays in and it's a overhead kick, and this one still falls favorably. And that's it. So said, so done. And it's a Jay Donowa celebrating. It's a double, it's a full-on celebration by Hilda. The ball falling favorably. And I was just saying that the Alphas have had opportunity, and it's going to come down to that championship swagger. And at this moment in time, with only moments left in the game, I believe that's what's been the deciding factor. The Alphas having all the opportunities, but just not putting them away, just not taking them. And by comparison, the Kappas have only had half as many chances, but have certainly taken their chances and have taken the chance and now lead deep into the second half. With only moments left, the Nelson Bascome Charity Shield 2013 Classic. 1 Kappa, 0 Alpha. And I think all that speech has to be taken back, because it seems that the referee has seen something that he didn't like and has pulled that goal back. So as the players, as you can expect, a large disagreement with the call there, as the celebration, and the majority, 99% of us, I believe that was a goal, and Lou Matthews to continue the game. Shannon, one touch pass, and Johnny Ball as. So can the Alphas use this second lifeline and capitalize on what seemed to be but no, as the Jay Donowa is found in space with tons of real estate as he tries to work his magic around the Alpha defense, and Harvey, good header, but this one falls right back to the Alphas, and Alphas are turning in on a 4-on-4 at the moment, breaking down as Shannon has the sun in his face, but his teammates at his back. And Harvey looks to be certain first to that ball, but somehow Johnny Ball coming up and making a move on that one, as the Alphas look to make good use of this second life. Can they use it? And the referee waves play on. Referees seem reluctant to make difficult calls today, Mr. Herder. Seeming to not want to make the difficult calls, and I think that looked like a foul. Seemed to be certain contact in the box as the ball was held up by Zuri. But Zuri goes down without any response from the referee Herder. And the Alpha seemed to spurn another opportunity to go ahead in this game. The Nelson Bascome 3rd Annual Classic charity match between the Kappa and Alpha football is absolutely enthralling in the last moments. Northfield, Devonshire, a suitable venue for this event, as we're Drawing very close to the end of this match. The score remains 0 Alphas, Kappas 0. Channel 82, Vincent Company here, bringing you live coverage on Sports Now, the island's only sports channel, the island's only community station. Make sure you stay tuned for Sports Now, which will be followed up immediately after the whistle of this game. We go into interviews with the winners and the losers of this Nelson Bascome charity match. Harvey links up well with Gussie, and the ref is, well, and that seems to be the end of this thrilling classic, and it ends in a resounding 0-0 draw. The Nelson Bascome third classic, so the Kappas will retain the shield, which they have had for the 2 years, so it'll be 3 years on the trot. But the Kappas hold on to the shield. They've lasted all out on the field. It's been a fantastic event, a fantastic evening of football displayed here at the Northfield, Devonshire. Channel 82, Vincent Company, bring you all the action, all the coverage of this monumental community event. Thanks for tuning in, and make sure you stay tuned for our future events. Channel 82, staying on top of the community's concerns, the community's needs, and we're following the Kappa Classic 2013. I'll do a little. No problem. So Lord Hilda, this is a community event, so there's obviously no losses and no losers. Draw today, but who won going on forward in the future?
Sure. First of all, again, I'd like to say thank you to everyone who was able to come out tonight and support us. Both of these organizations do a lot of service work in the community, and it's a great thing to come away from that service work just on one occasion and just have a little bit of fun on the field. Definitely a rivalry, friendly rivalry, of course. We leave it all out here on the pitch, so that's the main thing. But I think the big difference between the two teams is pretty clear who it is. It's Nigel Burgess is the difference. Yeah, every year the Kappas are more and more reluctant to play against us, and I think it's evident as why. You know, we had a lot of pressure up front there today, but we were just unlucky we weren't able to put it away.
Yes, I actually saw that you guys had dominated. Alpha had dominated the first half. I had the most opportunities by far. Keynes was doing feverish work down on wing. Lloyd Hilda, you was linking up well with Zuri. It was a lot of good things. So going forward next year, I think you have. How do you feel about your team going forward?
Well, I'm feeling very confident about our team. You know, the biggest thing for us is this. In the lead up to this game, is just to build better dynamic team spirit amongst the brotherhood itself, and it just generates such a good feeling. And our time will come. The biggest thing about us as men, as black men in the community, is to know when it's time to be patient. And I think good rewards come to those people who are patient at times. So, in due time, we will definitely take what's rightfully ours. Today, they were able to get away for a draw. There was a little bit of controversy around one of the attempts that was somewhat perceived to be a goal. I can tell you for sure that there was a handball. I was the first one to make the call. Definitely a handball, which led up to that moment for them. But all in all, I think no, there are no losers today. We were unfortunate not to win, and next year hopefully we'll be able to come back bigger, better, and stronger. So.
All right, we have the opinions and the insight of the one Mr. Holder, who had an excellent game and just fell a little shy of the victory there. Just want to talk now to one of the greats, the goal scorer who, well, it got taken back by the ref, but it looked like a fantastic finish, striker who's been at the right place at the right time and reacted correctly.
Yeah, it definitely was definitely a goal. Ain't no two ways about it. The linesman didn't have his flag up at first, but it's enticed by the fans. The bench was very aggressive, so he felt the urge to silence the bench by putting his flag up. The referee, who was, I felt, in good proximity of it, didn't see anything, and in fact, he was closer to it than the linesman. So I find it miraculous that a person further away can see something that never Never took place. It was a brilliant flick from Craig Turrell onto myself. Mr. Hilda was trying to mark me. I slid past him and finished like yesteryear when I was a striker. Something that I used to try and teach him when I used to coach him. Yeah. So, but all in all, I'm gonna end it like this. Today, this year was a draw, so I have to say to the Alphas, you're getting better and better. Yeah. Even with a little help, but you're getting better and better. 3 years going now. Let's keep the record clear. They have yet to score a goal. We have scored 2 on the books and 1 that we all, even yourself, in your opinion, should have counted. Yeah. So, but props to them. This time was a draw, so that's an improvement. So hopefully next year they take another step further. Yeah. But in good spirit, I will shake my fellow president and tell him, good luck and good game. Yeah.
Good game.
All right.
Now, I think there was a penalty call that could have had a change of the way that things finished for the Alphas. I think it was Zori Darrow who looked clean away, and he's a very strong guy. He stands up pretty well on his end normally, but something just took him down at that very crucial moment. Lloyd, were you close enough to see what your opinion was of that call?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a tough decision. I mean, I've definitely seen those given. I think the challenge was that. I think the case for both instances, we had some linesmen there who may be a little bit less experienced and may have been a bit rash in their calling. But I think all in all, on the balance of play, it was a fair result. We didn't do what we needed to do to score the goals. They had one opportunity the entire game, and that's the difference between the two sides right now. Again, hats off again to Nigel Burgess. He is the savior. For the men of Kappa Alpha side.
We're here at the North Field with some of the charity recipients. Jenna, could you tell us a little bit about the Heart Project?
Sure. The Heart Project was established in 2012, February of 2012, and we are a group of young ladies who come together, and these are some of the mentors that are here in the back, and we decided that it would be a great opportunity for us to adopt the East End community. So we went to Clearwater Middle School, and we had a group of young ladies who were interested in signing up to be a part of our program. We have been meeting every other Saturday since then, so we've worked on some interview skills and some social skills and a number of other things. We walk around with books on our head and work on our posture and different things like that, and helping them to build relationships with each other. And we've also recently had a speaker from Berkeley come to speak, a counselor actually, to encourage them with their high school endeavors and what steps that they should take moving forward. So that's what we do.
Well, fantastic. There seems to be a lot of community-based work. What made you ladies feel the need to start this charity?
Sure. I've always had a passion for helping others around me, and specifically young girls. I had the opportunity to see some young ladies who were going down the path that they should not have been going on, and I felt like it was my responsibility to help save my community. And I encouraged those who I knew that would be equally as interested to support me with this endeavor, and we just ran with it from that time to make sure that we save our young ladies, because people will be surprised what our young people actually get involved in and how much you can help, even if it's in a small way. Yeah.
Fantastic. Just speaking to some of the members of the Heart Foundation, the Heart Project, recipients of a $500 gift voucher donation from the Nelson Bascome Charity Group Founder. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oh, you want it a little closer? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I just And that's Vincent Company with some of the members from the Heart Project, $500 recipients from the Nelson Lowe charity football match. Thank you, ladies.
Thanks.
Mr. Vickers, 2 seconds, please. And where's the lady from? I'm here with Mr. Vickers. He's also a recipient of a donation. What charity are you representing today?
We are representing the Paget Titans Youth Program. We deal with youth from the ages of 6 to about 13, providing them with recreational activities, educational opportunities, and just an opportunity to get some mentoring so they can grow as young people.
And how long has the Paget Titans group been a part of the community?
Paget Titans started in 2008, and we have been going on to our 5th year. We started out of the need in the Ordred community in Paget for a young recreational program for young people between the hours after school and to about in the evening when they're going home. So We are committed to this. This is our 4th year. We started off small with about 15 kids. Now we've got about almost 60 kids, and we're constantly growing and growing. And it's mostly for these guys. That's what it's all about.
And would you like to once again thank the community, the Alpha and the Kappas, for their donation?
Of course, we're definitely blessed, and we would like to graciously thank the Alphas and the Kappas for their donation. This is something that's going to help us. We're doing our first educational tour in July, and we've got a group of about 20 kids going away, and all these kids are a part of it. So we're thankful some of these kids don't even get a chance to go away. So this is something we're grateful for, and all these guys are certainly thankful as well.
Thank you very much, Mr. Victors. Keep up your community involvement, and we'll stay tuned for more talk from the recipients of the various deposits and awards to these worthy charities here at the Nelson Bascome Lowe Football Classic.
Thank you.
Yes, dear. Thanks again, Mr. Vickers. Always a pleasure. What's your name, ma'am? Yeah. Denise, we're standing here and you're smiling because you just won a $500 donation from the Alpha Kappas. Would you like to thank them and tell us a little bit about the Sloop Foundation and your works?
Yes, Bermuda Sloop Foundation. We, of course, in Spirit of Bermuda. So we take out young people, mostly in the middle school area, around 13, and they do a character development program. So we're going to use this money, and we're actually going to do a scholarship in the name of the football classic, the football event, and we're going to give it towards one of the young people that's going on our Sargasso Sea voyage in August. So thank you very much, and on behalf of whoever gets it, I'm sure they'll appreciate it. That's $500 less that their parents will have to come up with. So thank you.
Well, it's fantastic when the community receives welcome gifts and they go to welcome recipients. It's turning you over from all the action at the Northfield, Devonshire, Channel 82, Vincent Company. See you later. Thank you. Denise, take care of yourself. Here we are with members of the Bermuda Basketball Association, recipients of a $500 donation from the Nelson Bascome Lowe football charity match. Where is this money going to go, and how is it going to benefit your program?
It's going to go directly to our Global Cup tournament. We're going to Orlando Disney Water Sports to play against a couple different countries, and we're taking an under-16 team, an under-14 team, 2 under-12 teams, all boys, and also an under-14 girls team. So it's the biggest youth sport contingent in Bermuda history. And so this would go to help offset some of that cost.
Fantastic. That's a worthwhile adventure. Any of you gentlemen going on that trip?
Yes, I'm on the under-14 team, and I'm just excited to go for the experience and everything else that comes with it. But I'm mostly just there to show what I have, show what Bermuda's about, and see what happens. Hopefully I get scouted or something.
Any expectations from your trip, young man?
Just from playing good. That's all I can expect from myself. This is my first time in the under-14s and nothing else. I just do my best.
And are you a former or you're a present player in what age group?
I'm actually under 14s, and this is the first time that under 14s and under 16s that I haven't been selected. So I'm glad that I was one of the first people to be selected for under 14s. So really, when I go on this trip, I just want to get the experience, just learn how to play good basketball, and hopefully get to a good college. And one of us could hopefully be one of Key Wells or Sean Goodall basketball. That's how I really see it.
Very important. Bermuda Basketball Association closing the gap between local and professional basketball.
Can we just get their names and
sure,
school they go to?
Sure. Get us school. You get us school.
All right.
Name and school.
Name's Kevon Miners, and I attend Warwick Academy.
My name's Marlon Darrell, and I go to Impact Mentoring Academy.
My name's Michael Glasgow, and I attend the Barclay Institute.
My name is Jared Douglas, and I go to Whitney Middle School.
And my name is Tyler Dill, and I go to Cedar Bridge Academy.
I just want to get you two guys just to say Kappa Alpha because they're giving away the money. So
and I just want to say a big thank you to our team and Janelle Peters. She heads up our yeah.
Oh, we left you out. That's what it is.
Yeah.
We'll get you. We'll get you.
Janelle Christopher Peters, I just want to say I want to pause and make sure that she gets recognized because she's been helping administrate this entire process, and without her, none of this is possible. So I definitely want to make sure we take the time to recognize her efforts and all her work. And we have a Bermuda Basketball Association and myself personally would like to say thank you for what she's done and to pulling this off and helping the youth of Bermuda with this initiative.
And Jeanette, how did you get involved in the Bermuda Basketball Association?
I got involved through Coach Chris and also my husband, Charles Peters, and my son plays for the under-12 team. So we actually started last year with a pilot program, and we took 12 boys last year to the Global Cup 2012. And Coach Chris wanted to take even more kids this year, and he has the vision and the foresight, and my husband and myself, we both put it into action. So.
And just again, I just want to say, you can hear you guys say, thank to Kappa. Just say thank you, Kappa Alpha, Kappas and Alpha, fraternities for this donation.
How you want us to say it though?
And just say, we would like to thank, Kappas and Alpha fraternities for this $500 donation. Just give them their props.
What?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. On behalf of the Bermuda Basketball Association, we would just like to say thank you to the Hope Lowe Bascome Classic and to the Kappas and the Alpha Fraternity Incorporated for allowing this opportunity to take place. And thank you for your donation. Appreciate it.
Thanks.